person with more muscle mass will burn more energy at rest.
Oh.
As long as you are able to create the energy deficit, just from diet or just from exercise, there is this possibility. But that's one of the reasons why for some women, the more they exercise, the harder they get. The rate of weight loss should not exceed 1 kg per week. So that means
Hello everyone and welcome to Optimal Movement Method. Today with us we have amazing, super fit, gym freak. Am I right?
Okay. Well, I guess you can say that, yeah.
But she's an exercise physiologist and a strength conditioning expert. Hello Anna.
Hi Shiv.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
So as we know today our topic is on weight loss.
Yep.
So I have few questions and I think it's my personal interest to ask these questions. Okay, my first question is, what is more important in a weight loss journey? Is it exercise or diet?
I guess it really depends on the person, like the background of the person in terms of lifestyle, their fitness status, because like for example, if this person is already very active to begin with, but he didn't really take care of their diet, then obviously probably diet is something that he has to look more into.
Okay.
Yeah, so likewise for somebody who can be taking really good care of their diet but leading a really sedentary lifestyle, so probably exercise is the missing puzzle.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say it really depends on the person, so maybe then this might be more important than the other.
I see.
Yeah, but of course there are also in certain scenario, which is very common, some people are taking a really good care in their diet, doing lots of exercise, but they're still not getting the result that they want. So usually, chances are we will have to relook into their diet plan, their exercise program, because just to see whether they are optimized for weight loss.
Okay.
For something that's so specific, like just like any a sports goal, weight loss is also a specific goal by itself. So, in terms of exercise, frequency, duration, the type of exercise, maybe it's not appropriate for weight loss. So things like this, it can also be, the training itself, or maybe small little details in the diet that is not optimized.
Understand. Okay. But is it right to say if I follow one thing, let's say I take care of my diet and I don't really do exercise, or if I exercise, I can still eat whatever I feel like.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yeah, well, we get that a lot. I mean, definitely it's possible, because, just to lose weight by one means, but as long as, you are able to create the energy deficit, just from diet or just from exercise, there is this possibility. But of course, if you are just doing it alone with just diet or just by exercise, you might miss out some of the health benefits that's provided by one of it. So say for example, for somebody who lose weight just purely from diet, then they can miss out the health benefits from exercise, like improved cardiovascular health, improved strength, reduced risk of diabetes, stroke, cancer, early death, etc. So and similarly, if somebody who is doing a lot of exercise but have a really poor diet, you can be fit, but you can also be unhealthy. Yeah, because you see, exercise can improve your cholesterol, but it's only the good cholesterol.
Okay.
Yeah, but diet, having a good diet can actually bring down the bad cholesterol and also reduce, the total cholesterol levels, where exercise alone probably wouldn't have much effect.
I see. I'm that kind of person.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I know your niche is in exercise. So for weight loss, what kind or what type of exercise is required? Is it more cardio or is it more weights? So what?
Well, of course, each will have its benefits, but if you're talking about weight loss, definitely cardio, especially aerobic exercises, in general, they would actually burn more energy than weight training. just maybe let me just show you.
Sure, please.
There. Yeah. You can see here using the metabolic equivalent method, all right, just to estimate the energy consumption from each type of exercise. Yeah. Jogging in general, as you can see, that it's approximately about 7 mets.
Okay.
All right. Then weight training at moderate intensity at 8 to 15 repetition, it's probably around 3.5 to 5 mets. So what that means, right, is one met. If one met is 1 kilocalorie per kg per hour. So taking a person who weighs 65 kg exercising for 30 minutes, at the same effort, we are comparing moderate intensity in this case.
Yes.
Jogging will just give you approximately 228 kilocalories, whereas weight training, it's just about 114 to 163. So as you can see, even comparing in terms of energy expenditure, jogging, or well, I would say aerobic training itself, the energy demand is more than weight training.
I see.
So yeah, so of course it doesn't mean that we should just do aerobic training just for weight loss and we can just ditch strength training.
I see.
But of course, there are a lot of benefits to weight training itself. So things like, as we all know, that for more efficient, weight training is more efficient for muscle building.
Yes.
And muscle burns more energy at rest.
Yes.
Yeah. So what this means is that if say comparing two people of same gender with similar height and weight, the person with more muscle mass will burn more energy at rest.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. But well, that being said though, even though I know a lot of people would think that, oh, then I should just do weights, then even when I'm rest,
yes.
I can burn a lot
yes.
more. But the thing is that keep in mind that this amount is actually not a lot. So in other words, right, just trying to rely on increasing your resting metabolic rate might not be sufficient for weight loss.
I see.
Yeah. So, but of course, there are other benefits, like maintaining muscle mass during weight loss and reducing or preventing muscle loss, especially for older individuals, like working with the elderlies and all. So, and of course, another thing is that even though, the recommended exercises is aerobic for weight loss, but we can't be doing aerobic every single day because that will cause burnout, and if you get burnout, your body's not going to adapt that well. Yeah, so naturally weight loss, weight training can help with that because having a variety of training in your program, can help with training monotony. So, so it's not, repetitive, it's just cardio every day.
I see.
Yeah.
So what I have heard and people have suggested that you have to do cardio 5 or 6 times a week. So that's not right.
Yeah.
It's burning you out.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do that, but including you are, playing around, with the training parameters, periodize it a little, like you can't be heavy or hard training every single training session.
I see.
You can play around with the duration, you can play around with the intensity as well. You can even play around with the type of cardio that you are doing. It's not just about running.
I see.
That's swimming, cycling, that's even rowing machines. So yeah, as long as cardio in nature, then I guess it will work.
Understand.
Yeah, but considering the benefits, of cardio and weights, ideally, of course, it's best to do both.
Okay.
Yeah, but like you said, of course, this is all about weight loss, right?
Yes.
So when you think about that, you can actually maybe plan your program, your exercise program, and I would say maybe consider how much emphasis you want to put on cardio and then weight training. Because I know, as you said, a lot of people say, oh, you should be doing cardio every single day.
Yeah.
Then the question is, when would I have time to do weight training then?
Yeah, yes.
Right? So I think the most important thing is that think about what is the main goal first. If your main goal is to lose weight, then naturally maybe 70%, for example, of your training program should consist of cardio exercises.
Okay.
Then 30% should be on weights.
I see.
And then like certain months, then maybe you can have like 50% of the training cardio exercises, then another 50 for weights. So just to keep things interesting.
I see.
Yeah. So having 2 types of training varieties.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so as we are talking about aerobic exercises and weight training, so what kind of results one can expect if they mix these things together?
Yeah, definitely, earlier when we mentioned there are benefits from individual exercises.
Yes.
So a lot of studies have, just like from the studies, right, they actually show that this is actually a ranking of exercise intervention
Okay.
in order of effectiveness. So COM is basically a combined training of aerobic and resistance exercises. So as you can see, in terms of weight loss, BMI, waist circumference, percentage body fat, and fitness, they are all more effective when it comes to weight loss.
Okay.
Yeah, compared to just aerobic training by itself or resistance training by itself.
I see.
Yeah. So, so I think that's definitely a lot of. I would say there's a lot of plus if you were to do both together.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But the right parameters, like you mentioned, it should be around 70-30%.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I would say depends on that at that phase what you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
If let's say your main focus is maybe say for the next 3 months, I just want to focus on losing a little bit more weight, then yes, for me my recommendation would be to allocate a little bit more time in aerobic training.
Aerobic.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, understand. And does these parameters change for, like, let's say men and women? Is there any difference, like men needs to do this more or women needs to do this kind of exercises more? Is there any difference?
Well, good question. Well, in terms of the concept of weight loss, they are similar
Yes.
between men and women. Basically the concept of increasing energy expenditure, reducing, it's about the kilocalories. And of course, aerobic training is the go-to exercise for weight loss. But considering the physiological difference between men and women, of course, in terms of exercise dosage, recommendation might be a little bit different.
Okay.
So, for example, like one of the difference is how is the energy metabolism, the difference between men and women. For women, we are more efficient in storing energy, okay, which is to convert all this energy and store it as fat.
I see.
Yeah. So, but because of that, chances are when we are working out, there is a higher chance of us using fat as the main source of fuel. So that's good news, right? So does it mean that that means when we exercise we get to burn more fat?
Yeah.
But the thing is, considering the amount of time that we spend exercising in a day, even if you spend an hour, that is less than 5% of the day. So the time or the efficiency of fat storing during non-exercise period, unfortunately, there's a chance that it can offset against the time that you burn the energy during exercise.
Okay.
Yeah, so in this sense, in other words, for women, probably we have to do a little bit longer in terms of duration and or higher intensity. So
I
in other
see.
words, you just probably have to do a little bit more compared to men.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So,
interesting.
other than the exercise, even another reason is the appetite regulating hormones. So basically, these hormones that regulate, our appetite, they are two main hormones, the leptin and insulin.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so basically, if the concentration levels of this hormone in our body is lower, they will stimulate energy intake. Basically, your body would want to make you want to eat more.
I see. So my leptin and insulin, if it's low,
lower,
so I'll eat more.
You will
I
feel
think
higher.
it's low in me. Okay, all right.
So that's how our body try to just make you it's low. You just get the energy level because these hormones they basically regulate the overall energy and the body weight.
I see. Okay.
Of our body. So so for when women exercise, the concentration level of these hormones they are significantly reduced. Yeah. Whereas for men, it had no impact.
I see.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why for some women, the more they exercise, the hungrier they get. Yeah. So.
Interesting. That's what I've heard from many people as well. Now it makes sense to me. Okay.
So it's probably the culprits probably the reason might be due to the hormones levels.
I see.
Yeah, so even in terms of diet, so for women, they will probably have to also, in terms of dietary intake, they'll probably have to reduce in a greater proportion compared to men. Yeah, so it's not just exercise, even diet, the recommendations or the advice would be a little bit different.
I see, understand. Oh,
Mm.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, what is the ideal weight to lose, let's say, in a month's time? Because there are, once you type weight loss on internet, they will be like, in 6 weeks you lose 10 kgs, 20 kgs. But I know there must be some effect on the physiology of your body, right? So what is the ideal weight?
Yeah, well, of course, as recommended by the American College of Sports Medicine, the rate of weight loss should not exceed 1 kg per week. So that means, in a month, you can lose up to, 4 kg.
I see.
But of course, losing 4 kg, if you take somebody who weighs 100 kg versus somebody who's 65 kg, it's a lot of difference.
Yeah.
So, for some people, 4 kg is not realistic.
Okay.
So if in that case, usually what we will recommend is perhaps maybe 5 to 10% of your body weight over 3 to 6 months. Yeah, because as you said, it is definitely there will be some health effect to that. This is really just for the safety of our health. And if you lose too much and too fast.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And what happens if someone loses weight like very quickly, like within, let's say, a month's time, he loses 8 to 10 kg? So what are the side effects? As in, will he feel like something, or it will be a later effect?
Oh, well, definitely. Let me just, this is, you can see that, of course, the first thing, poor performance.
Yes.
And of course, the poor performance here doesn't mean it's only, during sports performance or exercise performance. It can also be overall, performance at work,
Okay.
in a daily activity, because definitely fatigue is going to set in, because losing so much, that means you have a huge amount of deficit.
Yes.
And of course, lethargy, and lethargy will lead to a loss of motivation, the mood and all. And of course, losing so much in a short period of time, chances are it probably wouldn't be just fat you're losing.
Okay.
There's a very high chance that you are also losing muscle at the same time. Yeah, and as we just mentioned, and we talked about that muscle can improve resting metabolism.
Yeah.
So if you lose muscle, there's also a risk of long-term slowing down the metabolism,
Uh-huh.
and that will lead to a higher chance of weight regaining.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, and of course, losing so much weight, there will definitely be a lot of water loss as well.
I see.
So the increased risk of dehydration, and finally increased stress on the cardiovascular system,
I see.
which can eventually increase also the risk of having a heart attack.
I see.
Yeah, so definitely I would say, weight loss is not a sprint, because ultimately, weight loss is about, improving your overall health and well-being. So I guess if, for people who's on a weight loss journey or trying to lose weight, they shouldn't be just thinking about losing weight. If they were to think about, how they can improve their health in general, that will add value to the whole journey and definitely make it a lot more meaningful.
I see. Okay. That's why I've noticed, like, people who lose weight very fast, they regain as well very quickly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I understand. Okay, my next question is, and actually many of my subscribers have asked as well, is there any way to lose, when people say, oh, I want to lose my fat in my arm or my belly fat or my thigh, is there anything like target weight loss?
That's a popular one, but I hate to burst your bubble. So unfortunately, target weight loss is not possible.
Okay.
Yeah, simply because of how our body works and all. So especially how fat is being metabolized.
Yes.
So any excess energy in our body, they are stored in the fat cell, as triglyceride.
Yeah.
All right. So in order to use all this fat store, the triglyceride has to be broken down into glycerol and free fatty acid, so that it's easier to transport in our body by blood to other cells like our muscles, our heart, liver, for example.
Yeah.
So, but when the thing about, because of that, the energy can basically come from anywhere. Yeah, so it's not just about where you have worked on it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, because say when you are doing your crunches, sit
Yes.
up or side bending, right? Especially, you know, the
Yeah,
more
that's what people
abdominal.
keep doing, crunches.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
But when you're doing that, right, because of the reason mentioned, you know, how fat is being metabolized, and if you're doing all these exercises, you are working on the muscles.
Yes.
You are not working on the fat.
Yeah.
Because you can't work fat, you break down fat. Yeah. So, and yeah, because of the reason that I just explained, you know,
Yes.
physiological reason, that's why, you know, energy, the energy or the fat can come basically from anywhere, any part of the body.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you say target weight loss, meaning, you know, the abdominal or the arms
Yes,
and all,
yes.
because it's a small area,
Yeah.
compared to, you know, a full body workout, chances are, because it's targeted, it's a specific body part, the overall energy that you're burning is probably not going to be enough. So if it's not enough, it's probably not going to be enough for weight loss as well.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that is the reason why target weight loss wouldn't work.
I see. But is it right to say, like, some people will lose fat very fast in certain areas first, and some people will lose weight in certain areas, different areas?
Well, yeah, definitely. I think genetics will probably play a part.
Okay.
You know, it depends on, you know, your body type and all. That's why, you know, there's a pear, apple shape and all.
I see.
Yeah, so some people just store probably a little bit more on the abdominal and all. So we can't really, unfortunately, we can't really change the nature of that.
Understand.
Yeah, so
Okay. So my last question would be, what is the right way, or what would be the right way to start a weight loss journey?
I guess there is no right way of starting, you know, because again, you know, it depends on the person. You know, you just have to assess them first, or they will have to relook at their lifestyle or their diet. I think the more important question is, what is the wrong way, you know, that you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think most importantly is, you know, don't just go for those fat diet, you know, if you're not very sure what you're doing, you know, and things like, you know, diet, like, you know, just totally entirely cutting down on carbohydrate from the diet, you know, and I guess once because no matter what, you know, as long as you start moving, I think that is the main thing, because no matter how good a program can be, if you don't execute it, a program is just as good as it looks.
Yeah.
Sure. But of course, you know, once you establish, you know, just like any sporting goals, you know, or even in rehab, I believe, yeah, it's about you just have to probably assess, evaluate, and then you plan.
I see.
So usually it's the procedure.
Understand.
Just start to do something.
Okay.
You know.
So I have another question, because just now you mentioned about diet, right? Now there are too many fancy diets out there, right? And people just start following randomly. I know it's not it's the dietitian part, but what will be your advice so far, what you understand, and with your dietitian friends, what do you usually suggest to your patients if they want to, or they are following a certain diet?
I would definitely say that, you know, seek professional help.
Okay.
You know, like consult with a qualified dietitian.
I see.
Yeah, because, you know, you can have some underlying, you know, medical conditions or health issues. So not all diets are suitable for everybody. Yeah, so it's best to, you know, if anything that you're unsure of, you know, just check with professionals.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Anna. It was very knowledgeable. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So do share this information with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button to receive all notification for future videos. Stay fit, keep going, love life.